This webinar is mainly, Kayur, I thought that we will have more of a discussion around how was your journey with me as me assisting you uh, right from idea stage to letter of support to getting your work permit visa. So tell us more about your journey and your experience with me.
Yeah, thank you, Deep. It has been a kind of roller coaster ride. So initially, we just had an idea which we thought is
Right.
fit for a global market, but we never knew how to take it globally and what is the process involved. All we knew was there is a program fit which is called Startup Visa Program,
Right.
which can help us take it to the global market. But we knew nothing, and with your help, it has been made so much easier for us. Though it involves complex things that we never thought of. But yeah, Prakash, would you like to add something?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, thank you, Dev. It was a
You're
wonderful
welcome.
journey, and we sure like to tell that without your experience and excellent communication, mentorship throughout the journey, probably it never been happened there. Specifically, the identify the right approach towards the idea, shaping the idea into a real time platform, and then penetrate to the right, selecting the right incubator, and then go further with their communications and the documentation part. The pitch probably is the heart of this whole process, and I must acknowledge that you are a expert of doing that,
Thank you.
and particularly when it comes to a questions or query, because we are new to this whole journey. You were wonderful every time you were on the spot supporting the whole process, and we never feel that we are alone or orphan. And I must say, this is the difference between the consultant or a lawyer who simply file the visa applications for you. But this is something from day one, inside out of the whole SU program, and specifically because you yourself went through a complete successful journey, being yourself a successful SUE candidate. So I think that's all credit goes to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Prakash, and thank you, Kayur. No, so it is not just from my end, it is the way you have also taken up my advice and made it happen. So sometimes one can only advise you, and you may just think that, okay, this advice is just one of the advice, right? So you may ignore that. But in your case, also, all four of you has taken my advice seriously and taken step by step whatever baby steps I have told you, and you have also done a very commendable job on that. So it was really wonderful to work with you guys. It was really great to entire journey to see that. But that arises a question again, and we have discussed in past. But for the interest of this audience, how did you find me? I mean, because I was sitting in Toronto, I never did any marketing. What? How did you find me?
Well, being an IT company for 20 years, we do have clients in North America, and we wanted to expand our business boundaries, and we're finding a way to come to Canada. Now, this is how we come across to an SUV program. And at first glance, we understood that the SUV program was the best fit for us. But obviously, we require somebody who has a complete idea and have an in-depth knowledge to get us through the process. So we were, I mean, thankful to the mighty where we come across to a YouTube video where you were explaining the whole journey as a part of the program, and we at first sight we thought that this is the guy probably who can play a vital role in whole process, and then we just phone you, and after a couple of conversation, rest is the history. Thank you again.
Oh no, thank you.
Let me add something here.
Okay.
So, so when we were looking for uh, someone who can guide us properly for the SUV program, uh, I tried so many consultants. They highlight SUV on their website so much that you feel this is the guy. But when I actually speak to them, we realize that they don't know what the SU program is,
Right. Right.
right? When we spoke with you, you had absolute clarity and we got all the answers we wanted.
Yeah.
We knew Deepinder knows what the SUV program is.
Yeah.
And we hardly came across one or two consultants who knew what the SUV program is from, I would say, 15, 20 consultants we contacted.
Right.
So after speaking to you, we got that confident that, okay, he knows what the program is and he will get us through.
Yeah. So thank you for those kind words. And I think what you said is right. And sometimes when I also personally go and take some advice from somebody, I also first look at how much that person has gone into it and done by himself, like first-hand experience. And I also see, and that's where the need of this video, I thought, has to be there, because there are many, many consultant, and no offense to anybody, but the right information has not been there in the market yet. And all, or not all, but most of them are doing in such a way that they are just doing a filing kind of process, which is guideline through IRCC. Uh, but it's more of a paperwork than to say that okay, they have done it themselves. So yeah, so again, I also want to thank you for finding me and adding one more success in my portfolio. So that is really nice of you. And another thing, before I get into another question, but tell me more about your startup. What does UpCake do?
Yeah, so
Uh,
Upcake is basically the platform that helps both the cake shops and the consumers. So when during the COVID times, everyone was doing everything online. The online apps were making everyone's life easier. When we wanted to order a cake, we felt there is a market gap, and we couldn't really find any app or any online platform that will help us order online cake. Especially if I wanted to order on custom cake, I wanted to customize something for my cake. It was not possible at all.
Right,
So this platform is perfectly for the cakes and especially custom cakes.
right. Nice.
yeah, and I would like to add an experience with my own daughter.
Okay.
She was explaining on her birthday that she need a cake on a particular flavor with a character on it and everything.
Right.
And she was very excited about that cake. And we tried to find out the right baker for that. But we need to roam here and there for a while. But we didn't find exactly what she wanted. So that was also an idea in our mind that if we have a platform, something which really address all these small things, we can really put a right answerable and right meaningful IT product in front of the audience. And I think that was also the initial boost for us to go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. No, no, that's a very well thought idea, and executed very well. And now I'm sure the Canadian people will also going to order cakes for their near and dear ones. So very happy for that.
Thank you.
Okay. So that brings me to another question, um, because I'm not a person where I have a fancy office or I have anything of that sort. And you can see the background. I'm just sitting in my office, in my home office, and and still no marketing. Just one YouTube video, which was just a general information, nothing specific in terms of any business thing or anything from organized way. But then why did you choose me as compared to, as you said, that you still came across couple of consultant who knew startup visa apart from 15? Then why did you choose me as compared to other people who had very fancy offices and all that?
Well, as I said, after watching your YouTube video where you were explaining how your complete successful journey, along with the guiding and sharing various tips for preparing the right applications, which start from validating your business idea along with keeping the key requirement element for estimate program like innovation, market validation, founders profile, Canadian incorporation, essential operations to perform in Canada. So all these things we didn't really come across. As I said, we come across with multiple lawyers and the consultant, but we never find a, a person where we really start discussing the core element of the SUV program. And also, you were emphasized how few slides of a pitch can be an art to win a battle. That was something really hit us. That was very unique and impressive among all we come across. And also, your IT background and confidence, and your motivational speech and everything. I mean, that really drag us to give you a consideration in our case, and we are very happy to have you.
Thank you.
I would add that when someone says they know something and there is someone who has done that thing for himself, so there is a vast difference, right? You know all the integrities, you have done it yourself. So that was also one of the points, that you have done it yourself, so you know it better than anyone else.
Yeah, yeah. No, definitely, definitely. That is something again. I would say adds lot of value when you have done something by yourself. Um, Now, that also brings me to a question where, when you first came to me, you had a certain idea which was at a very initial stage, and then we did not just one round of discussion before we accepted that okay, we'll work together. But it was series of discussions. Probably I don't know how many. Maybe you know better that we have spent time like 3 4 times or maybe more, like maybe 5 6 hours, just to evolve onto something and then say okay, now we are ready to embark on this journey. Tell me more about that experience of from idea stage or just brainstorming with me and then coming up to say let's launch this.
Yeah. So say we all have technical backgrounds, so we are good at developing something. We did market research and realized these can grow. So we can develop this, but just developing it and making it presentable are two different things. And also, being in Canada, you know Canadian market better. You are in touch with the incubators. You know their needs. You know how they would like things to happen, and how we can make this more feasible for Canadian market and all sort of things. So yeah, like you said, we started with half an hour phone call, and then we had, I think, 2 or 3 uh, rigorous discussion on what can be done with this product. And yeah, we thank, like Prakash has been saying, we are lucky to have found you,
Yeah,
Prakash.
I would like to add a bit. Almost you are there, Kevin. Um, I still remember initially we shared a few things which already were in our showcase, being an IT company. But I mean, the idea we were, um, thinking to develop, which is something you really find the right suitable to not only the Canadian market and community, but also it really make a lot of sense to go through with the SUV program. So it was like a win-win situation for us. The idea, which is something we would like to develop and we would like to explore and expand it far beyond the Indian territory, where we are, getting a right comment on that, and that really boost up to start the journey with the idea called an UpCake now.
Nice, nice.
So we can proudly say that you have been with us since the ideation stage,
Yeah,
and now it is a successful startup.
yeah. And now you have your work permit in your hand and traveling maybe very soon in couple of weeks from now. And I'm excited to see you in Canada. So
Yes.
you brought one thing on, and then Prakash also mentioned on the pitch deck and the documentation. Having that pitch deck is an art and all that. And then there are other subsequent documents. So pitch deck could be the first document which goes to the incubator where we showcase what your product is, what your idea is, and all that. But tell me more about, and then this would be very important for other who sees this video. What is the importance of the making these documents as per the Canadian ecosystem who is going to accept you? So you can also create the pitch deck, you can also create the business plan, you can also create various other documents which are needed. But how important did you feel that my involvement or my reviews were on these kind of documents?
Well,
Yeah.
I s- yeah, uh, I would like to. I still remember that we were discussing the pitch deck, and probably we were very new to that. We have a bunch of information, but we are not knowing or familiar how to file it, or what come first, what come next, at what scale. And I still remember a line you said that the first 5 or 10 seconds are the key to win somebody. So it's very important that you need to cover a lot of things in few words in 5 or 10 seconds to really get through with somebody's brain or somebody's judgment. And that's what the art I understood from a pitch. Apart from pitch, we really get an idea about how to prepare the CVs, which is going to be in the right manner with the Canadian format, and also like the social media along with the business website, and few other documents which comes like a business plan and the company overview and everything.
Yeah. Each deck, we, you may not realize if we show you the first version that we created and the final version that we submitted, then you might realize the difference between a professional pitch deck and a pitch deck created by technical guys. Right? Yeah, and it should convey the idea that a layman can understand. It should go right into the incubator's head that what this business is all about in simple 5 minutes. So,
Right. So,
moreover, you know, once you are through the first stage in the interview, there are various steps involved in the SUV process.
right.
So, not only what we present to them, they will also ask a variety of documents, and ideally, we couldn't prepare a majority of those documents by ourselves without your help.
Yeah. So that brings to another question regarding the if you can brief about the process. Now you've gone through all of that. So so you had an idea, you prepared something, you built certain platform like a MVP, and after that you You created the pitch deck by yourself, and I reviewed, and then final version came out, and then we presented to the incubator. So, so can you walk through that journey? What happened from that pitch deck and until you get the letter of support? So, how many rounds of interviews were there, and how many people were involved, and all those things?
Yeah, sure. So the pitch deck comes later. I would say filing up the application comes first. So information you put in the application is also the key,
Yeah.
right? It takes you to the first step.
Yep.
So it starts with the application. If your application is accepted, then it goes to first round of interview. That will involve pitching and some basic questions. Then you wait eagerly for the result,
Yeah.
and when there is a guidance from expert consultant like Deepinder, you can be certain that you will go through. So it brings to the next stage. So there are 5 steps before you can get the letter of support.
Yeah.
Then you come to the next step where they will do due diligence. Then there is one more step, and then finally there is a panel interview.
Right.
So all these 5 steps are crucial, and each
So,
step.
so what you're saying is that once you have filed that application, you have submitted the pitch deck, they have done the due diligence. So they do due diligence even before they talk to you, even before the interview, right? So they don't want to spend time with you until unless they're sure, they're probably 50-50 or something, that this is the startup which is going to be global startup.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happens once you got the call for the interview?
Yeah. So once the excitement starts right after the application is accepted.
Right.
Then, yeah. So then they will send you the date for the first round, which is the pitch presenting in front of 2 or 3 persons from the incubator,
Right.
right? So there will be around 30 to 45 minutes of interview. Then the next step is acceptance. Once you are accepted, then they will do due diligence, and then there will be the final panel interview, which will have the panel of experts from the incubator, and they will validate your business and what information you have provided to them, whether the business is viable. So all sort of very thorough interview before they can issue the letter of support.
Right. So
Yeah.
so
And
so
in
so how was your excitement or that level of joy when you received that letter of support?
oh, it was like the hardest exam ever. You know, you feel like uh, all the hard work has paid off,
Right.
and that cannot be possible without guidance at every stage. You know, if we cannot go blind in a panel interview,
Right.
so you helped us with the kind of questions we can face in the panel interview. You prepared all of us individually before we can appear for a panel interview. If
Right.
we go blindly, we would certainly fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not an easy one to crack.
Yeah. I remember we have gone a lot of back and forth, even one email or one another application form to be filled even after pitch deck and interviews. So we have done those kind of reviews together. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was a very, I would say, exciting. So
Yeah.
Prakash, you want to add something to that until the letter of support you've got?
I think the dry sessions of preparation is a part of interview preparation process. That was really very helpful because uh, there are a few questions which are tricky, um, uh, and the financial projections, which are also, I mean, we need to be very thoughtful,
Right.
because it has to be realistic. At the same times, we need to project when we are just starting something. So, I mean, to fill the gap meaningfully and convey those things in a considerable manner, which is something very important. And this is something we learn from you. So, I think it's a very core part, and we really thankful for that. Otherwise, it's a very difficult to just even after getting into this process so long, putting your so best and hard efforts, and if you are not putting your right words or right meaning or right conveying at 10-15 minutes of an interview, um, you will be not enough, having LOS in your hand.
Right.
So it's very important.
Sure. And then once you have the letter of support, so the next step is probably the filing your work permit and the PR application. But how do you value your letter of support versus filing? Which takes more value, or in the entire getting until your work permit, which adds or have more value? Is it 50-50? Is it 70-30, 80-20? What do you think?
Well, in my opinion, it's even more than 80 or 90-10 or 80-20. LOS is something, the most important factor in the whole process, and I'm not sure how you know others are claiming to have an LOS straight away, but I mean it's really something. You need to put everything in a right manner, in a right format, and you need to absolute fulfill the the demanding and challenging requirements. Otherwise, you may lose the track.
Yeah.
So getting LOS is 80%, and filing the bunch of documents in a proper manner is equally important. But I believe it's after LOS, the rest of these things are just like a tedious and laborious job to get the application filing process done. So
Yeah.
yeah, 80-20.
Okay. What do you say,
Yeah,
Kate?
yeah, definitely. Filing is also important. I wouldn't say you should, given the circumstances, I wouldn't say you should do it yourself.
Right.
But like Prakash said, it just requires skills required to file. But that skill is vastly different than the skill required to get the LOS. So getting LOS is the major chunk, and the rest is a smaller chunk.
Right.
That's
Okay. And then, do you want to add anything? Maybe there's a last set of questions what I had. So, do you want to add anything in terms of your next step, what you did after getting the letter of support? And because my role was to get you the letter of support, or not get you, but help you to reach to that milestone. And then further, whatever you do with your letter of support, it was your job. So, do you want to describe that maybe in a minute or so, that what kind of help you got from me in terms of finding right person who can actually do the letter of support and your work permit and PR file application?
well. I would like to start with, because even just after getting the work permit, we are in process to search out the accommodations and small things like renting a car or something.
Right.
And
More
even
importantly,
yeah,
yeah,
even today
that,
there
that
for us.
comes later. That comes later. But first, right after getting the letter of support, you need to find someone who can help you with filing your applications, registering your company,
Yeah.
uh, finding right CPA
Yeah.
who can who can help you with the registration and getting required numbers based on CRA requirement.
Right.
So all those important steps, we have no clue what is required, what is not, which lawyer is right, which lawyer is wrong.
Right.
So you have also helped us finding those important things after the LOS,
Yeah,
which are equally important, I would say. I
for
mean,
sure.
the 20% chunk, you cannot just show the letter of support and IRCC will welcome you.
Yeah,
So you have helped us for the steps required after getting the LOS also.
yeah.
So you have been through the journey even after LOS till we land, till we settle. So yeah,
So how do you feel now? I mean, after you have got your work permit now stamped on your passport, how's the feeling? I know it's mixed, excitement, worrisome, anxiety, all of that together.
yeah, it's a mixture of all. But uh, like you have been with us throughout the journey, and I am pretty sure you will be with us throughout the journey.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
we are excited at the same time. We are nervous also,
Yeah,
and we are also excited to see you in person when we land in Canada.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So how about you, Prakash? Are you excited?
Yeah, absolutely. As Kev said, some mixed feeling. I mean, but after all, we are happy that after two couple of years of hard work
Yeah,
and everybody in our team under your guide, we are successful. It's a team win,
yeah,
and I'm sure whatever the challenges and worrisome are there, we'll find a way to fight it out. Because now, we this is something which really boost up our morals, and I'm sure we will be go far beyond
for sure.
uh, together. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm equally I am excited to have you here in Canada and want to see you and your startup, all four of you in person here next month. And definitely I wish you all the very best and that your startup grow globally and you go multifold from where you are and all the success be with you. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank
Soon, everyone in Canada will be eating cakes from UpCake.
Oh, for sure. UpCake is always there now. Take
Yeah,
care. Bye.
yeah. Thank you so much, Deep. Bye bye.
Thank you.